don't have to buy fresh truffle oil or organic everything to eat healthy. Today, we're going to talk about foods that nourish your body and your bank account, because wellness shouldn't be a luxury. There's a lot of noise in healthcare, and you are too busy for fads. I'm Dr. Vickie, and this is Healthy Looks Great on You, a lifestyle medicine podcast, life-tested, doctor-approved. If your grocery bill has started to feel like a mortgage payment, this episode is for you. Today we're talking about how to eat healthy without overspending, because wellness should never be reserved for people who have private chefs. You can fill your cart on a real-world budget with smart, delicious choices that you love and that love your body back. Now, I had actually planned to do an episode about what to stock in your pantry to make healthy eating easier. And I even have a free guide on my website, healthylooksgreatonyou.com, and it includes both pantry and freezer staples to help you pull together a quick, healthy meal for your family. When you download it, I'll send you a few of my favorite recipes, and some are easy and some are a little fancier and some are very budget friendly. But with all the focus right now on the overwhelming need of food pantries, I wanted to pivot, because the word pantry just feels a little different lately, doesn't it? So instead, let's make a case for budget-friendly nutrition, how to eat well, spend less, and still enjoy every single bite. Healthy eating doesn't mean you have to buy expensive superfoods or eat organic everything. It's really more about consistency, choosing foods that nourish your body day after day after day. And here's the kicker. Some of the most nutritious foods in the world are actually the cheapest. Beans, oats, frozen vegetables, and sweet potatoes are the unsung heroes of the grocery store. And they don't come in fancy packages, but they deliver serious nutritional bang for your buck. Fiber for your gut, protein for your muscles, and antioxidants for every cell in your body. Let's start with the most valuable player, the bean. Now, I may be the only person who brags about my lentil salad, but it's so good. And if you're on my email list, I will send that recipe out again this Wednesday. I get a lot of requests for it, and it deserves a standing ovation. But from a lifestyle medicine perspective, beans are just total rock stars. They're affordable, shelf-stable, and packed with fiber, protein, and antioxidants. They help lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and keep you feeling full, all for about $1 a can. Here's a few easy ways to use them. You can add beans to any kind of salad and immediately you get more protein. You can toss them into soups or stews in just about any combination, and it makes it heartier and more filling. You can mash up chickpeas and you can make a fake tuna or chicken salad. Trust me, it sounds weird, but I've tried it and it's good. You can mash up white beans and add them to just about anything to thicken it up without using cream. And you can throw beans in smoothies and you can't taste them, but it adds nutrition. If you need a little snack, roast some chickpeas with olive oil and paprika. And if you take away one thing from this section about beans, hear this. Ground beef is about $9 a pound right now. Since I advocate a plant-based diet, try this. Swap out that ground beef for black beans in your tacos or fajitas. It's delicious and it is budget friendly. I'll tell you something else I put in my tacos in just a minute, but if you have texture issues, don't worry, you can mash beans up and you don't even know they're there. And if you want to save even more, buy dry beans and cook them and you've got them ready for the whole week. Your wallet and your gut microbiome will thank you. The next secret weapon is frozen spinach. And look, you don't have to be Popeye trying to save olive oil to know that spinach is a nutritional superhero. And frozen spinach is one of my favorite things to keep in the freezer because it's already washed and chopped and ready to go, and it costs a lot less than fresh spinach. But more importantly, it doesn't turn to green mush in your refrigerator door while it's waiting to be used. You can add it to soups or stir fries, or put it in a smoothie, and yes, it may turn it green, but it tastes great. Pasta dishes work well with spinach as well. And here's a little grocery store secret. Frozen fruits and vegetables can be more nutritious than fresh because they're picked and frozen at peak ripeness, locking in all those vitamins and minerals. And canned vegetables and tomatoes are great too. Just be sure and choose the low sodium ones because they can contain a lot of added salt. Moving on to another budget all-star is the sweet potato. And the darker the color of any fruit and vegetable, usually the more nutrition it has. Sweet potatoes are loaded with beta-carotene, fiber, potassium, and complex carbohydrates that keep you feeling full. In Okinawa, Japan, which is one of the world's blue zones, purple sweet potatoes are their staple. But even the orange ones that we find here in the United States pack a powerful punch. Here are some ways you can use them. Take a baked sweet potato and mash it up and spread it onto whole grain toast. For lunch, you can slice it into rounds, drizzle just a little bit of olive oil on top, and then sprinkle cinnamon and roast it in the oven till they're just kind of like chips. For dinner, you can slice a sweet potato open, mash it up, and use that as the base for your bowl. You can top it with black beans or whatever vegetables you prefer. And I told you before I was going to tell you what I add to my tacos. Cube up some sweet potatoes, slice some mushrooms, roast them both in the oven, add black beans, and fill a tortilla shell. And you've got a delicious, healthy taco. I make my own tortilla shells out of masa harina, and I know that sounds complicated. Trust me, it's not. But sweet potatoes will last in your pantry for weeks, and so they're perfect for stretching your grocery budget, plus adding to your nutrition and versatility in what you're cooking. And here's the deal, you need to have a plan. If you're going to shop smarter and cook healthy, before you ever leave the house to go to the store, take 5 minutes and plan maybe 2 or 3 meals that share ingredients. This is my superpower, and I'm going to share more about that with you soon because literally my superpower is taking what I have in the house without going to the store and putting together a new, fun, creative meal. And it saves money because it prevents waste. Here's an example. Recently, my husband had ordered a teriyaki salmon bowl at a restaurant, and it was so good. He said, I want you to do this at home. And I don't eat a lot of fish, but I recreated it, and I used frozen cauliflower rice as the base. And, you know, I kind of like the frozen cauliflower rice better than fresh because you don't have to do all that work to get the moisture out. So I sauteed it with a little olive oil, and I added asparagus, mushrooms, onions, edamame, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds, and it was delicious. Now, I kept the cauliflower rice separate from the sauteed vegetables, so then when I had leftovers, I took those vegetables and turned them into a different meal. You could put that on top of a sweet potato or make stir fry with rice. I don't care that much for leftovers, but you can take the leftovers and make an entirely new meal out of the same ingredients. Just jazz it up and it feels new. And speaking of bowls, that is a go-to combination that you can do on repeat. You can use brown rice or quinoa as your base. You can add beans or any kind of vegetables. You can get the frozen ones, just saute them, and some simple kind of sauce. Another quick, budget-friendly meal is sheet pan suppers. I like to cube sweet potatoes and maybe add some broccoli or beets. If you think you don't like beets, or any vegetable for that matter, try them roasted, and you might be wrong. That goes for Brussels sprouts and things that growing up you might have thought, ew, but maybe it was because your mom boiled them. Roasted vegetables taste so much better, and they're still nutrient dense, low cost, and delicious. Eating healthy on a budget isn't about depriving yourself, it's about strategy. Some of the world's longest living people eat humbly with affordable meals like beans and grains and vegetables with a little olive oil. So next time you're in the grocery store aisle, smile at that can of beans, grab that bag of frozen spinach. They are your partners in feeling great. Proof that smart choices, not expensive ones, make the biggest impact. Because healthy eating doesn't have to be expensive or complicated or exclusive. I hope you've enjoyed me sharing a little bit about what I do in the kitchen. And if this episode really resonated with you, or you know someone else who might really enjoy it, would you share it with a friend and invite them to follow Healthy Looks Great on You podcast on whatever platform you enjoy most. And make sure you're on my email list so that you get those recipes when I share them. And stay tuned because we're going to talk a lot more about how what you keep in your pantry affects your overall health. So go to healthylooksgreatonyou.com and sign up. Healthy eating does not have to be expensive. You just need variety and a little creativity to stay healthy. And healthy looks great on you.
The information contained in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not considered to be a substitute for medical advice. You should continue to follow up with your physician or healthcare provider and take medication as prescribed. Though the information in this podcast is evidence-based, new research may develop and recommendations may change.